Hi everyone, my name is start looking for go to daycare now. So that, and then Damala's YouTube channel. Hello everybody. I am not the YouTuber, I am the YouTuber's friend. Hello everyone, my name
Give me love, give me.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dayhome, and if you're seeing my face for the first time or you stumbled on my video, thank you, you're welcome. Please subscribe and also turn on the notification bell, because I remember that a lady sent a comment that she saw my comment on another YouTuber's post and she had to go check me out to subscribe to my channel, only to discover that she's a subscriber. But because she didn't turn on her notification bell, she hasn't been getting updates from me, and I drop videos every week guys. So subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, and please stick to this channel. So today, before I even start anything, I want to say long time no sit down videos. Yeah, I've been giving you guys vlog back to back and you guys have been enjoying it. I could see it from your comments, your likes. In fact, I was blown away, especially from my last video that I shot about my mother-in-law coming to Canada. A lot of you guys have already asked me. You guys have asked me for the video. Don't worry, it's coming. Thank you for the support on that video. Thank you for the love on the video. Grandma says hi to you guys. She's coming soon, don't worry. But then today's video is kind of a whole different thing. Like, it's a whole different vibe. I'm sure that from the title you guys can see that I'm talking about day home versus daycare. And this is because when I dropped a video about us moving out and packing, and I told you guys how we moved my son from the day home and how the day home has been very lovely, I got lots of questions on Instagram. People ask me questions, especially people that are just coming into Canada. They asked to say that, why did I put him in a day home? How did I get a day home? What's a day home? Like, they just ask so many questions, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's time to give you guys the video, especially for people who would be needing this, who are in Canada or who are coming to Canada soon, so that you guys get settled in before you even come here. Or if you're looking for a day home or a daycare for your son or your daughter or your child, just stick to this video. Try to use this video to educate someone. Share this video to someone you know will be needing this. So, like I said earlier, this video is a whole different vibe. I'm just going to be giving you guys a brief difference between a day home and a daycare, while I let my friends talk to you guys about their experiences with a day home and a daycare. So I'm really not going to be doing much, because I've already done much. The introduction is much, so I'm not going to be doing much. My friends are going to be talking to you guys. Yes, I did an interview with my friends because I would love for people to learn from their own experiences. I only have the experience of a day home. That's because I chose a day home for my child. And my friends, some of them have their children in day home, some of them have their children in daycare. So I put them together, gather their thoughts, and I'm going to be showing you guys that. But before that, what's a day home? So a day home in Canada setting, in Nigeria where I come from, it's crèche. You go to crèche or daycare, that's what they call it, where someone just gathers so many people, so many children, and put them in their own space and take care of them. But in Canada, it's quite different. So a day home is like a house setting, like home setting, and the government allows, like, there are two different types. It's either it is registered with the government, you have a license, or it's a private day home. Mostly, I would love for anybody to go for a registered with the government day home. They call it licensed. That's because the government gives you subsidy and grants. I don't think I want to get into all those details today, because you can actually read those ones online, but I'll just touch point on it. So for day homes, you get subsidy and grants to put your children there, especially if you're working, you and your spouse are working, or you're looking for work. You can only tell them that you're looking for work for 4 months. So in between that 4 months, they expect you to actually get a job, or you're going to school. So if you're doing any of these three, you can put your children in the day home, and the government will give you subsidy and grant for you to get access to this day home. So what's the day home essentially? It's a house, like a home where somebody is in charge, like an administrator. So this person, let's say me, I'm in charge, I have a day home, I have a space. The government agencies will come and check, does it qualify to be regarded as what they would actually want? Like they have some checklists they would check, and if you have that, they will license your day home. It's a lot of process, but it's a place where the government knows that you're keeping your child. And this person cannot take more than 5 to 6 kids. Like you're not allowed to take more than 5 to 6 kids, because they know that you might not be able to cater for more than that. That's for the license to the government day home. And in that case, the kids come, it's like a home setting. And I picked that for my child because he was going to the day home at 11 months. And at 11 months, I wanted him to transition from a place from the house to another house. So a daycare setting is quite different. It's like a school. A parent comes with, like, it's like a school where you have so many kids. Yes, the government also subsidizes that. You have subsidy, you have grant and the likes, but you have so many kids more than in the day home. So the daycare, so many kids, teachers, like daycare administrators actually take care of your kids, while the day home is just one person and you have limited number of kids. And this limited number of kids, like you have the age range. So if you collect a child less than 1 as your first child, you cannot take a child that is another child that is less than 1 again. It has to be like less than 1 child, then more than 12 months, then more than 18 months. Like, so it has a range of which you need to follow. So that's basically what a daycare is and what a day home is. And I took my child to a day home. Like I said earlier, I wanted him to transition from the house to the day home. And how did I find mine? On Facebook. I searched on Facebook and I also checked around. So while we were checking around our area, we found this place, but we're like, okay, we'll check this place later. And then I put on Facebook groups, I was looking for a day home, and this person reached out to me. That's day homes in Canada. Day homes in our own particular area we're living at that time. And this person reached out that I have a day home because they have day home groups. So I joined and I put out there that I'm looking for a day home for my 11-month-old son. Anyone with space should let me know. And this person reached out to me, and that was how I got the day home. And my son so far was good there. Right now we're still looking for a place, but grandma is around right now, so he's chilling with grandma at home. So before we get his space, because I really loved the interaction, I loved how he grew so much in that day home space, and I would love for him to continue that. So we're still looking for somewhere in our new space, but he's chilling right now at home with grandma. So that being said, let me share with you guys the thoughts of my friends, and 2 of them are actually not in Calgary, and they are going to be sharing their experiences out of my province. One is in Saskatchewan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that well. One is in Saskatchewan and the other one is in Ontario, and she's in Hamilton. So they'll be giving you their experiences of how they found their day homes and the likes. Just listen to them, learn from them, pick 1 or 2 things from them, and I'll be back to talk to you guys. Thank you guys.
Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth, and this is my son Max. He's behind. I'm here to share my experience with the day home, the daycare system in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. How I picked my son's day home, and the challenges and benefits, and anything I can remember I would share here. Okay, so at first we were tending towards daycare because of the structured environment of daycare. They have planned activities, planned learning. It's way organized, and then you have a lot of more kids playing together. But as time went on, we understood the value of both, and we decided to go with the day home, because the day home was more or less like a family extension. It's like a cozy environment where you have basically like 4 to 6 kids, you know, and the maternal care is there, the special attention, detailed attention to a particular child is there, because you don't have a lot of them. And so because of that, we decided to go with the day home. We had also seen how, sorry for the noise, we had also seen how it was easy for kids to transition from day home to daycare. You know, when they are smaller, they are comfortable in the day home, and as time goes on, they move on to, like, from say 2 to 3 years, they move on to the daycare, and they do well, they cope well, they adjust, they adopt. So that was why we picked the day home personally. Not to say the daycare for like a 1-year-old, like a little child, is bad, but that was our own reason and our experience. Okay, and then how we picked our day home, it was quite a challenge. We had to be on a waiting list. We waited for a while, and then finally we went through some agents too that kept on telling us, because they have agencies, most approved day homes are under agencies, so they kept on telling us to hold on. But eventually we got our day home lady through someone that had used her, and she's a very special person. She's good with kids, she loves children, her son is very comfortable with her, you know, and it further emphasizes the cozy maternal environment, you know, that we wanted. And so that was how we got. Challenges, I would say for us has been like shuttling, how we manage timing, work, you know, when to drop him, who to pick him up. At this point in time, we are even looking for a service, like someone that can do drop off and pick up for us. So that's one of the major challenge. But apart from that, it's a very good experience. So in conclusion, day home, daycare, they are both good, and it just depends on what you want. The daycare has a very structured, planned environment where, you know, your child has the ability to grow in like a patterned way, but the day home is more cozy and maternal and, you know, family friendly. So you have, those are the options. And yeah, for us that was it. So it's nice talking to you. Please like, share, subscribe to Oyindamola Alao's channel. Love you all. Bye. Baba, say bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Omobola. I had my little one in 2020, and at the time I was pretty much new in Canada, and I didn't understand how the system works that much at the time. But when my baby clocked 3 months, people started telling me that I had to start looking to get a daycare for him, because you have to be on waiting list. I still didn't understand that, so I reluctantly started doing research on daycares in my community. So what my husband did was that he's a proactive person, so he just printed out list of daycares within our community, and then I was at home, so I started calling each of the daycare one after the other. So once I call, I would I'll check mark that I had called this daycare, and this is the feedback that they had given me. In short, 70% of these daycares told me that I had to get on waiting list and to get my child into a daycare. So eventually my baby turned 10 months, and none of the daycare called me back that they're going to take me in. I started calling them one after the other as well to say what's going on, and every one of them still keep telling me that I have to still remain on the waiting list. Bear in mind that at this time I was supposed to resume back to work in 2 months, and we were looking for a subsidized daycare, because regular home daycare seems to be pretty much expensive than a subsidized government daycare. But we didn't get any. We both subsidized and non-subsidized, we didn't get any. So when my baby clocked 10 months, we desperately need to get into a daycare. So we started talking to people about it, like, we're looking for daycare, we didn't get any, and then people started telling people that they know. Eventually we still didn't get daycare, and then we had to start looking, like we were driving and asking questions.
and then eventually we got one, which is where my son is currently right now. And at this daycare, it's a church affiliated daycare, so they teach them word of God, they teach them about, help them to be creative, and the stress is actually worth it. And we got in, it was, I would say we got in more like it was divine, to be honest, because when we got to that daycare that very day, we were told that somebody just transferred from Saskatchewan to Calgary, so we just took that slot. If not, we would still be on waiting list on that one. Anyways, it's a hassle to get into daycare, but it's worth it. I mean, we got a few home daycares when we were looking for daycare for my son, but we didn't go for those home daycares because of one reason or the other. Maybe we're not comfortable with the person who is going to be the nanny, or we're just not comfortable with the environments. So there are different factors to it. But yeah, we eventually got the daycare we got. It was pretty expensive. Like, if I had two children at the time, if I had twin at the time, I probably would just eat my bomb at home and just I don't know if I can say that word. I probably would just sit at home and just be collecting CCB and not work, because the daycare was extremely expensive at the time. But I had to go back to work, and it was just 1K. So yeah, at the end of the day, it was worth the stress. The child is doing good. He's still at this daycare, but to get a daycare in Canada is a whole lot of work. You can be stressed emotionally. You will just be disturbed if you don't get one on time, especially if you have a time frame to get in it. So if you're a new mom looking to get into a daycare, my advice for you is that from the moment you know that you're pregnant, start looking for start looking for daycare. For my second child, that's what I did. The moment I discovered that I was pregnant, I had told my teacher's daycare, I mean my son's daycare, I told them at his daycare that, okay, I'm expecting, you need to create a slot around this time, because my baby would come. And they knew that, so they couldn't tell me any story when my baby eventually came and then started daycare. So that's my experience. I hope this helps somebody watching out there, and keep watching Oyinda Mola Alao. Bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Vera and I have a 19-month-old called Kian. So our journey involved exploring both options, but I'll talk about why we leaned towards a daycare, how we secured a spot, and our experience so far. So my son was born here in Canada, and for the first 1 year of his life, he was just with my husband and I. He spent the whole time with my husband and I mean, we didn't really have family members around, so he was only seeing just two of us in the house. So when my son was 8 months old, we attended a birthday party, and that birthday party was an eye-opener because my son screamed the whole time. He wouldn't let anyone like carry him or touch him. He wouldn't want to mingle with anyone. You know, it was an awful time. So when we go home, my husband and I decided that once he clocked 1, we will put him in a daycare, so he can socialize and mingle with other kids. He can get to meet new people, he can get to meet new faces, he can see other people outside of us, and we just wanted him to go out, like just to go out of the house basically. So we started looking for a daycare, and we thought, okay, we compared to daycare making the comparison, we decided that daycare would be better because there are more people there, you know, unlike Dayhome that have fewer kids and fewer educators. For daycare, there are more kids there, there are more educators, there are more people for him to meet, and I believe that they will do more activities. So we just thought, okay, let's lean towards a daycare. So first of all, we went on Google and did a quick Google search to see daycares in our area. We came up with 4 different ones and I would like to explore, and we gave them a quick call to find out when we can, you know, schedule a tour to see how the place looks like, see the facility and all the amenities. So we scheduled tours and then we went on those tours, excluding one of them which we couldn't really tour because I think they were not having tours at that period, so we just jumped on their wait list. And then but the other ones, we went there, we saw the facilities, and then we eventually ended up on 2 wait lists, and we actually paid for one of the wait lists, paid $100 to be on one of the wait lists. But we didn't really mind because, you know, we've heard horror stories of how, you know, hard it is to get or to secure a spot in a daycare. So we waited, I think for the next 4 months we didn't hear anything. But then a few days before my son clocked 1, we got a call from that daycare that we weren't able to go visit, and they said they were having an open house, so we should come around and see, do a small tour, and then see if we would like to register. We were ecstatic. We immediately went there. I mean, the following day we went there. We did the tour and we were absolutely in love. It ticked all of our boxes. So first of all, the main thing was that we wanted a daycare close to our home. We didn't want her to drive far. Anything more than 10 minutes was out of it. So we wanted a daycare that would also provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or if not dinner, but at least breakfast, lunch, and lots of snacks, which they did. Perfect, because I wouldn't want to have to wake up early and start making breakfast for a 1-year-old to go to daycare. No. So that, and then, you know, as first time parents, we were so anxious because we know our kid, he wasn't really familiar with strangers, so we wanted to have access to him throughout the day without really having access to him. Like, wanted videos, pictures, updates on how he was doing, you know. And this daycare provided that. They have a gym, they have an indoor playground, they have lots of activities, like they do play pretend, they do dress up, they do arts and crafts, they do play and sing time, and you know, lots of fantastic stuff. And when we saw all of this, we're like, I think we were like, our search for a daycare was over. So immediately registered and our son started the daycare. So for our experience so far, we have 0 complaints. It's been fantastic. So we get updates every time on what our son is up to. We even get updates for, you know, for his naps, how long he napped, if he drank milk, if he finished his breakfast or lunch, or if he didn't eat at all, or if he like ate very little or ate most. We also get updates on if he had bowel movement, or if he peed, or if he didn't pee at all, what he did throughout the day, like lots of videos. So those things were giving us comfort for the first one. For the first few weeks of him being in the daycare, you know, gave us a little bit of comfort that he was doing really well. So yes, our experience so far has been 100. Like, we are so happy with the decision we made, and we really don't have any complaints. This daycare is fantastic for us. It ticks all our boxes, and it's still ticking all our boxes. They keep surprising us every day when we see pictures of him dressed as a pilot, as a teacher, as a baker, as a cook, as a firefighter, so many things. Like, they take their time to, you know, get these kids to explore roles, and they do lots of play pretend. And he comes on with different things. Like, he comes on sometimes and he just, you know, starts pointing at us, and I'm like, so this is what they taught you in daycare today, right? So yeah, we have no complaints with daycare, and you know, it's just been a smooth ride so far. So we're really happy with that choice. Yeah, so thank you guys, and I hope you learned 1 or 2 things from me today. Thank you. Bye.
So, in the words of my famous YouTuber friend Oyindamola, hi guys, welcome to Oyindamola's YouTube channel. Hello everybody, my name is Moturayo, and my little one's name is Ireoloa, and I'm basically here to just give a bit of insight about daycare runs and how it was for me. I reside in Hamilton, Ontario, and I had to find daycare for my son because I got a job, and it was a full-time job, so it was going to be hard for me to be, you know, leaving him at home because his dad was working too, and I needed the time and the flexibility of knowing that he was somewhere safe. And so basically we're going to be talking about how I got daycare. I know it was a long process, and I'll share how we navigated it, and then I'll share my thoughts with you afterwards. So first of all, like, when we came into Canada, I was heavily pregnant, and I had my baby not long after we came in. And as soon as I came in, I was already hearing from different people that, you know, to try and get a daycare as soon as possible, because daycare in Hamilton and Ontario generally was like an extreme sport. So we had to start putting him, that's my son, on wait list, like all the wait list I can find. But then I was like, you know, coming from Nigeria, where finding a daycare was pretty much easy, excuse me, it felt a bit weird. And so I was very relaxed about it. So what I just did was, where we're staying then, I just put on Google Map daycares around me, and I found about 5 or 6 daycares, and I just, you know, nonchalantly put him on the wait list. Then he was about 4 or 5 months when I first put him on any daycare's wait list. And so while I also forgot, so while I was at home with him after I had a child, I was schooling, I was taking an online course. So, you know, I didn't really feel the urgency. There was no urgency for me then. And then by the time I was inching towards the end of my program, and when reality of I have just a few months to go, like 4 or 5 months to the end of my program, and none of the 5-6 daycares that I initially put him on their wait list had called me back, I intensified my search. Like before, I only looked for the daycares, like few ones that were very close to where I live, like 3-4 minutes from where I was. I started a crazy search. Like I practically Googled daycares in Hamilton, and I was just putting my son on all of them's wait list. Like I applied to over 30 daycares. I kid you not. I have a list that I wrote all the names of the daycares in. Like I just kept applying, both the ones that a lot of them will say they accept babies from 18 months. My son was still about 9-10 months then. I would just apply that at least one of them will call back. And fortunately for me, I'm grateful to God for that, because it was a very timely intervention. Just about when I got a job, one of the daycares called me back that they had a space for my son Iriolua, and to ask if I was still interested in putting him in their daycare. And I was so excited. I was like, yes, what do I need to do? So they told me to come in, because I'd already filled out the forms and everything I needed to do before. So they just told me to come in, take a tour of their facility, see if I liked the place, and if it was somewhere I would want my son to be in. And I went through, I was like, okay, this is good. Fortunately for me, one of my church members also works at the daycare. So it also just made me feel, you know, more comfortable and confident that he was going to be in good hands, knowing that there was someone there that would watch over him. And that was how we got a daycare. It was stressful. I'm not even going to lie. It was really, really stressful, waiting, looking for daycare. And then after we got the daycare, fortunately for us also, we're able to apply for subsidy, and we got subsidy, which cuts down like the amount we're paying. Normally the daycare charges about $25 to $30 per day per child, but with daycare, like, we got a really, really, really subsidized rate. Like, I'm talking less than $5 daily. So it was worth the wait, it was worth the stress. But you know, I wish that things could go a lot faster. I believe that it's not something that, like, I have friends who are still looking for daycares, like actively searching. And so I know it's stressful for a lot of people, you know, to just be on wait lists. Like, people go as far as putting their kids on wait lists even when they are pregnant. Like, can you imagine that? So the wait list here is really, really terrible. I do hope that the government will, you know, come in to maybe set up more daycares, or I really don't know how the daycare system works, honestly, but I just wish, like, the government could do something about it to make life easier for people. And you know, not everybody can afford to put their kids in like private daycare centers, but that's what some people eventually end up doing when they can't find a government subsidized daycare. They have to put their kids in a government in a private daycare rather. So that's basically it. I'm glad to have been able to help on this video. Thank you, Oyinda. Shout out to Oyinda for featuring me on this particular episode. All right, guys, thank you so much, and have a good day. Bye-bye.
Hi guys, I am not the YouTuber, I am the YouTuber's friend. My name is Jennifer. Okay, I'll just talk about why what informed my decision in going for a daycare rather than a day home. When I just landed to Canada almost 2 years ago, yay, I asked those that have been living in Canada for a while what they preferred, and most of them advised I go for a daycare. Aside the advice, the area I was living at the time had more of daycares compared to day homes, and I had one just opposite the street to my house, so it was a preference for me. And also, while searching for a daycare, I used the Alberta website, and I looked through each one around me. I checked their inspections, the reason for the inspection, how they complied with the inspection, and all of that. So with that I picked, aside the one I picked being so close to me, for the fact that the inspections they had was just a regular inspection, sort of, not because of a complaint from any parent. It was the best at the time for me. And when I moved again, I enjoyed my experience in the daycare. The way they looked after my son, it was really nice. I was happy about it, and that informed my decision in also looking for another daycare even after we moved from our previous location to our current location. I had a day home very close to my house, just 2 minutes walk from my house, but I still chose a daycare over a day home. I don't know if there's a particular reason. I was just more comfortable with a daycare. That's all. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Moi and I have a 2-year-old daughter. I opted for the day home option due to the long wait list at the daycare, and there wasn't available spaces at the time we wanted to enroll her. And so far my experience with our day home has been great. And in my own opinion, I believe they give personalized individual attention, and also the risk to spread any infection is very low in day homes. But the only thing I can raise as an issue, as a disadvantage of taking my daughter to a day home, is because there might be an emergency whereby the day home educator is indisposed or going on vacation. In this kind of situation, I would have to contact the agency which the day home educator is registered with, and when they give me an alternate care, it may not be too favorable for me in terms of location. It may not be within the area I'm staying. It can be around 10 to 15 minutes drive. In my own opinion, I prefer the day home over daycare in terms of wait list, the fees, the proximity, and the lower risk of spreading infection. Thank you. Bye.
So guys, I hope that hearing from my friends, I know that this is a lot of information, but it's just like I actually don't like to force my own experience on people or force my opinions on people. I believe that everybody has their own experience, and the way your experience forms your thoughts, your ideas and the likes is what helps you to make an informed decision later. That's why I brought them to speak to you, so that you guys can make informed decision about this. And I hope that really you've learned something. If you have learned something, please share this video with somebody that needs it. Share this video to moms that you know are coming to Canada soon, or are in Canada and will be putting their kids in the daycare very soon. And with these few points of mine, I hope that I have been helpful to you in one way or the other. Please don't forget to like this video. Please don't forget to share and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.